After all the teams that we've witnessed and see on day number 1, we are now finally here on our grand finals Clash on Air Cup Season 1. We are now going to see and determine who is going to be our first ever Season 1 champions. By the way, Vince G and Kaisaya, we will be with you up until the very end as we are going to make sure that we don't miss out on the history that is
Yes.
going to unfold here tonight. So, Isaiah, I am looking forward to the clash of the two best teams that we currently have here.
Yes, and these are two Malaysian teams. Our questions have been answered. A while ago, we were wondering if it's going to be a mix of two different countries, but Malaysian so far, these teams have proven that they are the current strongest in Southeast Asia. But let's take a look at the updated bracket that we have. So as you can see already, we are now just waiting whether it is going to be XDG or Have Fun for both Malaysian teams who's going to be ending up as the champion. Meanwhile, on the back end, we will, unfortunately, we will not be able to see on stream the match between the Battle for Third match between Extraction PH as well as Azier Highness PH. But of course, if you're following our social media, for sure, you'll get the updates. So, what do you say about these two teams that is about to have this matchup in the grand finals, Vinzi?
Well, for these two teams, well, no doubt that they are going to give it their all because this is the grand finals. There's no reason for them to back out and lose this one. And if they do, they'll be ended up in second place. So after all the matches that they face, of course, this is going to be the make or break moment. And what we've seen is just a glimpse of what is going to happen. But for now, all we know that the common denominator from all of these teams is the Sun Bin. So
Yes.
probably he's gonna be on high demand. Either remove him or whoever gets the first big priority first is going to secure him. So let's see on how are they going to utilize that. But for now, this is going to be an exciting treat for all of you because this is history in the making.
Definitely a history in the making, but let's move forward to the draft. We are so excited on how they're gonna be, use those psycho moves to actually, get that pick on the Sunbeam. But no, this is a write-off ban on the Sunbeam. They're not gonna give it away, even though they're actually the first pick in here, because anyway, it's gonna get banned. But for me, maybe XCG could have just let the team have fun to just ban it out. But for them, they just wanna, just ban it out right off the bat.
I agree. Might as well bat it out right off the bat. One of those annoying heroes as well was Luna. So actually, with their free time earlier on, seems like for XDG, they are watching the gameplay of the Have Fun for HF. So there's no way that they're gonna be utilizing the Luna. So they will be forced to use another jungler hero. So that gives room for Dolia to be picked by the XDG, and their answer to that, okay, Dashiao is available. Why not secure this hero together with the Wang Xiaojun or Princess Frost?
Yes, for sure. And this is the first time that we see again the two mostly banned roamers. In previous patches, Dolia and Daxiao, it's different this time because they're going to be showing off in the battleground. But at the same time, though, we still see the Princess Frost, just like I mentioned. But Yuhuan getting a pick in here as the second prio pick for the side of XDG. We do know that they want to add another layer of sustain for themselves. It's not just going to be the Dolia giving those heals here and there, but also the Yuan giving more protection for the Hoi so that he can dish out more damage in the backline.
Well, your favorite hero comes into play. Lady Sun is gonna be cartwheeling every time that we see him because we see her actually this hero has that high amount of damage output, and he has that escape mechanism or probably some catching up with the rolling raid, enabling her to have his damage enhanced. So this is what I love about Lady Sun, and at the same time unleashing ultimate shell just to make sure that it's gonna make an impact every time that they secure a target, well, it's gonna be hard actually for Ho Yi if ever that he got bullied in the farm lane with this Lady Sun.
That's true, that's true. But I love the fact in here that both of the teams actually respected the lane as well as the Masashi and Kaiser from the drafts, even the Mayin. We have been discussing a while ago how crucial it is to actually secure a comfort pick on the Clash lane. But for these two very competitive Malaysian teams, they want to ban this one out. The Fuzi, surprisingly, is banned here too. We didn't usually see that much of a Fuzi. I couldn't recall correctly, but maybe in the off-stream matches, this is something that they want to respect out of team have fun as well. Ooh, a Nakaruru pick in here. We've seen really good Nakaruru plays. I'm so excited to see that one once more. But Guan Yu, I think this is going to give more potential for initiates for the side of XDG as well.
Actually, Guan Yu, we haven't seen Guan Yu coming in from Demon Lover. Okay, might as well remove a lane. There's not gonna be a problem. If you pick Dharma, just in case, okay, we're gonna be fighting that one with the Guan Yu, but for Cao Cao to be the final pick for the side of HF. So that means they are going to mean business here because of how this hero actually cleanse the debuffs with his blood-soaked legend ultimate. So let's see how they play this out. And quite interesting on the draft because this some of the heroes, yes, we've seen this before, but this forced them to use those heroes that we've never seen, like Guan Yu, Cao Cao. Well, how do they utilize it in the Hero's Gorge? Let's find out.
Yes, we definitely will find out. At least it excites us to see how they're going to be utilizing this one. But yeah, XDG versus Have Fun, both Malaysian teams. This is a best of 5 grand finals. It is a race to 3. We're casters. I'm Kaisaya. With me is VZG. Let's get it on, VZG.
Let's get it on. And it seems like they wanted to get it on at mid lane. We can see 2-1-2 split and 1-2-1 split.
Oh, look at that.
Okay.
It did go
Saved.
all of those CCs, but then again, look at that. That is definitely gonna be saving his side. That is the one that is super annoying on a Datsao.
I mean, he only have a 1 hit left, but he managed to at least recall out to safety, so that's a good thing. And as for Guan Yu, actually receiving massive damage coming from the Dharma. What? Wait a minute.
The fight is gonna go. First blood is gonna go in favor of Have Fun right now. This first blood is brought to you by Easy on Air. Even the Cao Cao is gonna go secure another kill in there, visiting from the jungle towards the mid lane. So this is so far a really good first minute of the match in favor of Have Fun.
Wow, I mean, they're playing their cards right. I mean, imagine evading that possible first blood. They managed to send home Princess Frost that's early, and then for Cao Cao to secure a double kill right off the bat, that is indeed a good counter attack. Once you reach level 4, it's go time for them. Guan Yu even receiving so much amount of damage coming in from the Dharma. It seems like XDG needs to at least figure out how are they going to fight back with this.
That's true, but they have rotated towards the bot lane. But LXY do know that he needs to be very careful as members of Team XDG was actually missing off the map. But this is the gank that maybe HF is also looking for on the mid lane. Meanwhile, LXY super low on HP already, getting slowed, getting poked by the members of XDG. And that is a good backup coming from the Dolia to power up the Hoyi.
Well, for Wolves, he definitely needs a bodyguard, but for Guan Yu Demon Lover, bodyguard is all he needs right now because I can see the attempt here for Have Fun to at least spot Demon Lover.
You gotta be very careful in here. The Truth Mantra will connect in here, getting slowed down as well. But the Winter is here, and he will fall down. Ult has been popped by the Daxiao, but we'll see what will happen in there. Instead, they're just gonna go for a tower push, it seems. We don't see it currently as it's being covered by the Dharma, but at least I think it seems like a good enough damage against the tower.
Agree, and definitely the fight isn't stopping yet. For Have Fun, they're enjoying the advantage that they have. And for XDG, they just have to rely on the mid to late game damage. They have to protect Wolves at all costs. So for Wolves, all that he needs to do is to farm up, and it seems like they wanted to apply so much pressure in the farm lane. The bot lane is going to be the key for XDG to win. But as for Have Fun, okay, we're going to be bullying your Clash laner.
Indeed, they have been bullying Guan Yu up top in here, but backup incoming from the Nakururu, at least just to clear off the minion waves. They're not gonna fully commit because they are outnumbered in there in a 3v2 situation. Meantime, in the middle lane, we can see the waves coming. Oh, look at that! The stun will connect coming from the Hoye, healing of LXY right in the process. But meantime, there goes a chase. XDG will fall back because, as we can see, our wall is actually super low.
That is quite good. They managed to make sure that they're going to be getting that good, juicy kill. They did not let go of that kill right off the bat. XTG found a way to get off.
Oh, Burning Sun Arrow did connect, but look at that secure coming from the Hu Yan in the process. Still, LXY super low in HP, rolling back away, saving his life, but to no effect because the Guan Yu will kill off the Lady Sun. Still, though, the members of Team HF are actually chasing off the members of XDG onto the bottom lane. We'll see if there's gonna be something that will connect. Truth Mantra again right off the bat. The Hoye will fall down, and there you go, snowballing in the process, but still we can see the lead in terms of kill from the side of HF.
For Have Fun, enjoying every moment right off the bat, right off the start. Well, they just have to protect the lead that they have. But for XDG, sure, they're figuring out how to bounce back. Well, they have Ayano Koji's Nakororo, they have Wolves Hoye, and for Demon Lover, seems like he found an opportunity to utilize his hero. Guan Yu actually having the Razor Cavalry crowd control just to at least be handy in team fights. And every time that Guan Yu rode his mighty horse, I mean the heroic charge, tries to drag down every opponent that they see on the map. And for that, Demon Lover is quite annoying. But for Shang, okay, I'm gonna try to poke you out, steal some lizards right from the bat, and then go out away. And force a push towards the top Clash lane. So this is gonna be exciting.
Cao Cao on the bot lane for members from the side of HF right now, trying to push the bot lane tower. Ult has been popped by the Daciao, and in here in the process, Hoye will fall down too. There goes the stairs, the slow as well. The waves will be used by the Dolia just to save herself, but the backup isn't coming. Nakoruru to save the lives of the members of XDG right now. And is this the turnaround that XDG is looking for? They have wiped out HF.
They have turned the tables into their favor, found a way to stop the early game snowball coming in from the HF. So all that they need to do is to pick off LXY most of the time, and that's what you see right now. 3 deaths, no kills at all. So for Lady Sun not to be able to farm up, this is gonna be troublesome for the HF. Not unless they have that mid to late game insurance. Probably rely on Cao Cao, sure. Probably rely on Dharma at least, just to at least soften up their defense. But if you don't have your marksman dealing damage from the back, this is gonna be troublesome. And SDG, they are protecting Hoye with their life all the time.
Yeah, that's true. That's the problem with the Lady Sun here. This is a late game hero. No steal coming from the side of HF on that part, but that is a good way for them to clear off the mid as well as top. Now, maybe LXY is already trying to go for that objective takedown, but Cao Cao is in here to protect and give him space. But let's see how this one will go. 1v2 situation right now. There's the backup incoming from the Lady Sun, but he's quite far away. Smite has been used to slow down. Burning Sun Arrow. But look at that one member will fall down. Princess Frost will be out of the map. So much critical damage coming from Ayano Koji.
Ayano Koji's Nakoruru, you need to take this hero seriously because of the Nakoruru's potential to pierce some of the weakest heroes that is on the map. That's mages, by the way, and some of the marksmen. So it's an easy burst, easy instant kill. It's not gonna be a problem for Ayano Koji to aim on the backlines, and that includes William and LXY.
More sustaining here into the middle lane. There's another connect. I really love the layering of skills in here coming from XDG right now. But the backup incoming from the Dharma right now. Going to be flashing away, but getting pushed and chased by the Guan Yu. I'm going to get the double kill as well. And more space for the rest of the damage dealers from XDG to go on a push. But they're going to respect that because they have to manage the waves on the top as well as go for an objective take on the Tyrant.
Now, objectives has been secured. XDG, they need to counter push. They need to knock down a clash lane, outer clash lane, or outer clash lane tower to even up the game. Because with this game time that we've seen, there's a potentiality of HF to let Lady Sun farm up the damage that they're lacking from the early stages of the game. So with that said, they have to tighten up their defense. They have the kit, actually. They still have the dash out making plays. He's now trying to safeguard Lady Sun in this process, but they just have to watch out on their position because XDG, they have the reposition hero, and it's a demon lover.
That's true. The Guan Yu is gonna be so annoying, but the Burning Sun Arrow will connect. Look at the burst damage! It is definitely a godlike move. Nakaruru will fall down in the process by the Cao Cao, but then again, it's an exchange of life, and at the same time, they will be able to get the push up top as well as in the mid. But I love what Shang is doing on the bot lane, but be careful because we can see the Guan Yu also looking towards there already.
Now we can see the horse charging in, and now the punches left and right coming in from Shang, but he will be taking a step back, but they are not stopping. The defense were there. They called in Dharma just to help them. But, you know, it's just a way of them to at least save Dharma from the Guan Yu potentiality. But for them, it's a clear and easy takedown of the Tyrant at the bot lane.
That's so true. That's a lot of more space for XDG. Just what is Ayano Koji is already doing right now. Nice creation of space and vision by Demon Lover here on the Overlord camp. But do take note, members of XDG are already trying to eye. Burning Sun Arrow will connect to one member, but will that be enough? Will there be a steal? Yes, there will be a steal, and that will be secured by the Hoyi already. Getting knocked back in here by the Guan Yu. He will be dying on the process by the Lady Sun. Lady Sun will fall down in exchange in here. So much exchanges. It is going to be a 3-for-3 right now. Everyone's just so separated, however, and now a calm down on the state. But overall, I think that is still a win on the side of XCG.
It is still a win though. 2-for-2 exchange, but they still have to at least get the most out of that fight. XDG is just marching confidently, and now they even have the Shadow Vanguard marching towards the lane. So this will probably annoy the minion waves, probably for the side of HF. And now they have to tighten up their defense. For HF, if they wanted to catch up, they have to protect William. They have to protect LXY from the pressure that XDG is doing. And it seems like they wanted to get Dasha because Dasha is going to be that protector that HF needs.
But something is happening up top, and here Nakaruru was all alone in there. I think that was a bad move on, not checking the bushes. I think they could have gone for a poke in the bushes, maybe called of either the Dolia or the Yuan, but that didn't happen. So I guess they have to wait a little bit for Ayano Koji to go back into the map. But because of the death, HF now has the capacity to go for a pressure up top. And as we can see, they're going to go for the push up top while capitalizing on the disappearance of Ayano Koji.
Well, I kind of love this game that I'm seeing right now. Yes, HF has that early game advantage towards the side of XDG, but XDG found a way to stop HF. But HF is now trying to bounce back. Oh, wait a minute, what's this?
Line! Guan Yu actually pushed out the members of HF in the process as well, though there was a burning arrow connecting, but the members of HF are actually able to escape. Do take note that Demon Lover is not actually in here to join the fight because he went super low from that engage.
And all I can say is that what he did was really risky But it did pull off. It did manage to reset the members of the HF. It seems like the HF wants to give it a go, but with that crowd control from Demon Lover, it puts a stop towards the advancements coming in from HF. But how are they gonna deal with this? I'm seeing some multiple setups. Zhang here being patient, 60 seconds for the Tyrant to spawn, and what is going to be the next move coming in from XDG? It's quite hard to figure out, but for them, for the HF, okay, let's try to make space for our junglers, or for our marksman and his wife, to farm what he needs to farm.
That the good thing though on the side of HF's lineup in here is that the Dharma can just like put a pressure on a bottom lane while just waiting for the ult coming from the Daciao just like that to go back to a place where he can join a team fight. But I guess that was quite too early, but better safe than sorry, because anyway, Cao Sao on the top side already cleared off some minion waves, forcing some of the members of XDG to just back away.
Well, for XDG, they still have their mid intact. And now,
Ooh.
even with the burning sun arrow not connecting, times two times the charm.
Yes, thanks to that celestial melody, but the members of HF in here seem like just gonna be hiding and be backing away, but they have to be very careful because Guan Yu is actually on the other side of the map, might be going for a push! Look at that beautiful push! Members on the side of HF right now are being obliterated, and just like that, Lady Soon has fallen down, and they're not even stopping as members of HF are going from one death to another, and that will not last. At least the Dharma will survive, but will that be enough?
Oh!
Okay, the Sun Arrow did not connect thanks to that sidestep coming from Shang. But the question is, will he be able to defend the crystal as the members of XDG are already in here? Burning Sun Arrow will not connect, will be able to clear off the minion waves. Apparently not enough sustain for him as he will fall down. And it looks like this is it. 15-minute game time. XDG will win game 1.
For XDG, this is just the start. It seems like they need to focus on the next 2 games. They need to win this straight. They already have that momentum. XDG did a phenomenal game number 1, but the question is, that is a game of chances. HF almost had that in the bag, and we can see how equal the potential of these teams to win. But game number 2 can change everything, but let's see on what's gonna happen. But for now, it's all about the results. And interesting pick coming in from Dolia, even as a support. He focused more on the damage, for the health regen reduction. So he's focusing more on the Imperial passive just to make sure he gets the most out of his opponents. And for all the Wolves, with the health regen reduction on hand, all that they need to do is to hit. So for Owol, being the physical, magical damage dealer, physical damage, magical damage, he just managed to unleash that normal attacks together with Wool. So it's quite painful. And for Ayano Koji, that made his attacks more and more effective. So I kind of love the synchronization from all of the members of XDG, and I cannot forget Demon Lover for going up front, leading the charge, and then sacrificing his life just for the greater good.
Yes, it was literally a charge done with his horse, Demon Lover, on the Guan Yu. But one thing we can also take note is that how LXY was missing on most of the team fights. Only 50% in comparison to what the rest of its teammates has, more than 66 up to 83%. So I think LXY was lacking on that aspect. And at the same time, Lady Sun is pretty much a mid to late game hero. Without the itemization that he needs, he definitely won't be able to contribute that much. But we take a look at our MVP. It's going to be Ayano Koji on the Nakururu with a score of 8-4. And yes, indeed, he did some really good ganks and visits on the lane, so I guess he deserves this MVP.
Well, for Ayano Koji, he did so well when it comes to controlling the damage, playing with the jungle, getting those objectives. And no doubt, if you give Ayano Koji the Nakururu, he's gonna be making the most out of it. Be a painful Nakururu because of the skills that he has, and with the right synchronization of items and skills coming from his teammates, that made him a very, very much scary. That enables him to become more and more scary. Siege Breaker, Cuirass of Savagery, Star Breaker, Axe of Torment, you name it. Nakoruru, Ayano Koji. He definitely has the kick to at least eliminate or burst each and every one with his attacks.
Yes, that's true. I mean, he was like everywhere in the map, bot, mid, and the top. He was just like basically clearing off the the jungle camps really fast and going for the backup. Whenever he sees the opportunity, the opponent overextending in any parts of the map, he'll just, okay, I'm just gonna finish this camp. Or maybe sometimes he would actually leave it and just go for the gank and make sure they will win the lane. So I guess that's the beauty. If you have a very aggressive and, a very decisive jungler who actually finds the opportunity to assist in each of the lanes. And I think overall, we did see how useful it was in the game. This additional sustain that the Dolia as well as the Yuan provided from that match. I mean, with those two, support. Heroes with healing capabilities that also allowed in the backline the Hoi to actually survive. And the main initiator, of course, we saw from the game that they had was actually the Guan Yu. He was just rotating, even though he had to travel quite far, the long cut. It's fine because he was like going for the push from the back line in order to initiate team fights.
That's a really, really good setup coming from Demon Lover. That shows that not only the lane must be feared, but of course, my Guan Yu. So we have to watch for the Clash Laners battle because they are setting up the pace, no doubt about that. And with Demon Lover loving that charge, no doubt about that, he managed to at least get caught of the attention. So what's good about Guan Yu is that he's a hero full of crowd controls, and that crowd control did really, really well in that last fight. So if you've seen the Razor Cavalry being put up into play, the heroic charge, and the soaring green dragon, and it's not just for one specific hero only. It's for everyone that is along its way. So each and every one that's gonna be hit by the AoE skill, they have to be prepared because if not, they're gonna be swept away with Guan Yu's sheer will to win this game. And even with the sacrifice that Demon Lover did, it's all worth it to end that game in 15 minutes.
That's true. I mean, we did see him going for the charge. Sometimes he even wouldn't die that easily because he does know. It's what we call calculated moves. Like he doesn't know when to go flash away because it's not gonna be enough. But meantime, we go on to our game 2. Giraffe is already a 1-point lead in favor of Team XDG, which you can see on the red side, the right side, and definitely Team Have Fun from Malaysia as well needs to find a way to actually make a comeback on this one. And now we see a Lamb being free for pick in here, but take note, Sunbin is available, Princess Frost is available. Maybe this is a dual combo that can be picked out by Team XDG again.
For Lamb to be available in the draft, Sunbin as well, being free from that banned prison. Okay, might as well sacrifice the Dahlia, open up the Sunbin. So they're gonna be taking up the Lamb first. They knew that because of the Lamb's first high prioritization pick. Well, we go for the counter. So for Sunbin and Ayano Koji's mainstay hero, which is the Nakoruru, who did an MVP earlier. Well, you're gonna be having that repeated appearance, but seems like the stains are just there. Almost not letting go of the U1.
Yes.
It's not banned, so why not utilize this hero most of the time? So I'm kind of having this feeling that Guan Yu can be banned on this game. So they're going to be targeting the Clash lane. For HF, they're going to be trying to reduce the heroes of Demon Lover.
As you can see in here, the first 3 picks of Team XDG has skills where they can do additional movement speed. So it seemed like in here, XDG would want to play on the map rotation for up against a Team Have Fun. So we'll see about that. Although the Guan Yu was removed from their side, though they still have a lot of option in here. for the Clash lane. However, a lane, by the way. Ooh, lots of Clash lane bans up against Demon Lover. You can see the avatar of Demon Lover is mad. Take a look at the avatar of... He is so mad because 3 of his heroes were banned by Have Fun. Come on.
We didn't even see that yesterday because of this new feature.
Yeah,
but right
yeah,
now,
I love it. I love it.
it's clear that he's really mad. I was expecting...
I'm mad. Like
I'm very, very
the
mad.
avatar is so funny. Well, yeah.
Okay.
What is
Dharma's
left
still
in
there.
here?
Dharma's still there.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, if Byron did not even go to the ban prison, I'm gonna be 100% sure that for Demon Lover, it's gonna be the Byron. It's gonna be the go time for Byron. But one of them actually doesn't have a Clash laners yet. But they secured the Renji for them as the marksman for the farm lane. Liu Shan for evolution. I'm gonna lock that up. So who is gonna be our Clash laner? There's a lot. I mean, they have Mayin, but Wuyan is good. Dharma can be utilized, but okay.
Ata
with a spider. It's really nice.
Really nice indeed. They're deciding if they want to go for the Sunset as well. We'll see about that. Yeah. But anyway, let's take a look at the farm lane matchup first. There is definitely a range advantage for the Garo up against Direnji, but Direnji definitely has some more capability to actually save himself from any CCs that maybe where Princess Frost or Mayin will pull off. So I guess that is a wise decision coming from XDG to pick up the Direnji. At the same time, they do have a stun from the Direnji that they can utilize later on to pick off some targets from their side. And they have decided onto an Ata. Ata definitely good as well because of his capability to actually, it's pretty similar to the Dharma where he can actually, lock targets and close off and initiate team fights.
Well, for Ata here, utilizing the ghost ship in a very, very crucial team fights. This will enable some of the heroes to deal huge amounts of damage, especially for Nakoruru, utilizing the Amu Beyatoro, and for Yuan to go for the Mournful Temple crowd control, and of course the Unending Sorrow. Direnji will just have to hit no matter what on this game. So I'm gonna be expecting some plays here. And for Ata, if he has the smite, that means he's gonna go for the inlay. Like, okay, I go for the flash instead.
Yeah. That's true. And now it is game 2 of the best of 5 grand finals match between XDG versus HF, both Malaysian teams. Not match point, but rather a 1-point lead in favor of XDG. We'll see how this one will go.
This is gonna be interesting because it's gonna be the matchup between U1 and Princess Frost. Personally, yep, I as a U1 user, it's quite hard to deal with the Princess Frost, but for now he's just doing it because he was forcing Princess Frost to back out a little bit because he still doesn't have that skill kits yet. Having to annoy them with some crowd controls, freeze them over, and then not being able to move. That's quite hard for you. But okay.
Super low on HP already is one member. The side of HF Mayin, definitely not on the capacity on the early stages of the game. First blood brought to you by Easy on Air. There goes the chase. Nakoruru will get another kill in favor of XDG, and now with the death of Emotion, they will capitalize on stealing of the jungle cups. Not even done because Evolution is in a dangerous position right now. Gonna get stunned in here. Will he be able to save his life? The bomb will not connect, and at least he's still all alive.
Wow, they're holding on to this game, but wait a minute, they wanted to give it a go.
They have to back away really because they're super low on HP. At least they did not get locked out, but I think nice try still from defending, but Wall is not gonna stop because he wants to get that kill secure against Mayin. And again, this is a very aggressive XDG we're seeing right now. The stuns coming from Evolution, trying to sustain, dealing off that damage and soaking in damage as well.
Wow.
A kill will go into the hands of Emotion in here, killing off the Sunbin, but they're not even done as Princess Frost will want to get more heals here and there, but gotta be very careful because Nakoruru will answer that back, going for another double kill.
Wow, that's a messy team fight there on top. Clash of Lane is full of action. XDG is ahead by 4 kills, 2-6 scoreline in just 2 minutes. So imagine how many kills did happen or did occur. And this includes Ayano Koji being pressured, but he managed to get away from safety. But going back to what I've said, fights are very, very active on this game on the first 3 minutes.
Yes, that is so true. I mean, this is what we do know from Malaysian teams. Like they really want to stop the jungles of their opponent. So as much as they can do, they would want to create a lineup that can actually go on the early stages of the game. Just like what we see a while ago, the Mayin versus the Ata on the clash lane. Definitely, the Mayin needs more itemization before he can actually win team fights. But meantime, really nice creation of space coming from Ayano Koji, just to allow Wolves to actually get that free hit on taking down the first tower of the game.
Wow, I love how they scared Gyro off. I mean, he was
Yeah.
forced to utilize the Spear of Purity just to hurt Ayano Koji a little bit, but it's all about the space. It's all about giving Renji the position to take down the outer tower in the bot lane. So he's enjoying the time of his life.
Definitely going to be enjoying the time of his life. Meantime, HF is actually going for that Overlord take already. They don't know about this, but one is about to pick in here quite a bit late. But there you go. They were going to go for that engage on the team fight. Actually, they're pretty divided right now, as Nakururu will be on the other side of the map right now. But the Princess Frost will fall down onto the hands of the members of XDG right now. So as is Lamb, but there's a chase onto the Liushan as well. He will fall down into the hands of the Nakururu. But on the other hand, we can see Garo still alive, so is the Miyin trying to save the rest of their remaining lives in here. Look at the damage coming from the Garo and the rage as well. But will that be enough? Because there goes the killing spree again coming from Owol this time.
This is way too scary compared to their first lineup. I mean, Ayano Koji's mainstay hero, Nakoruru, is just way too mobile. But if you have that Sunbin, that increases Ayano Koji's mobility, enabling him to dive and dive and dive. You know, charging with the Ano Mutsube, or probably starting off with the Mamaha flight, goes in for the Amube Yatoro to damage them down. You know, just think of a way on how are you gonna run away from that. It's quite hard because XDG relies on mobility at this rate, together combined with the high amount of damage.
That's true, but we can see in here, the Yuhuan in here almost getting caught off guard, but he still has the ability to go for that sustain, become immune to any CCs. But for the meantime, flanking on the sides, we can see the Nakaruru flying happily, getting the burst damage. Even the smite up against the Liushan. Liushan will fall down. Looks like they want more. The Atta will try to block of Princess Frost's way, but he will fall down into the hands of the Sunbin as we see it. No towers has fallen down as yet on the side of Team XDG. But the Renji, as we see it from the bot, Mayin is gonna kill him off the map. But they're not yet even done because Mayin seems like he has to run for his life. The flight is here. No, they're not gonna be falling onto the trap. They will still instead go back to their own lives and maybe go for the Tyrant take in the bot.
Probably go for objectives because no one is gonna contest that Tyrant take, and it's all gonna be on the side of XDG. So they're winning in objectives, they're winning in fights, 4-12 score. Seems like they're eyeing towards 2 kills per minute. So that's the average that I'm seeing right now. 4-12 score, XDG can still continue their pressure towards the side of HF, but mid tower still intact. The outer tower is still there, so for the rest of the members of HF, they can still hold on to that and defend it with their lives.
Hold on, dear life. Mayin will fall down. Off-cam kill onto the top side in here by 3 members of XDG. Meantime, defensive move by HF right now onto the mid. They have to be very careful because flanking on the side even are the bombs being thrown by the Sunbin on the sides of the mid. But flanking already Wolves as well as the Nakururu. But the slows coming from the Princess Frost William will get that damage, but the kill will be secured by Emotion. They're not even done getting locked in his evolution. He needs to sustain, but that will create some space for the rest of XDG to actually take down another turret tower in the mid. Really good the damage and crowd control coming from the Sunbeam as well. But there goes the backup. Oh, well, it's so low. He will fall down into the hands of the Mayin. But Shan, you have to run. You have to run for your life. And while that is happening, another one has happened on the top side as Nakuruda will fall down onto the hands of LXY.
Wow, XDG not letting go of their advantage already. And it seems like all that they need to do is to take the inner towers on all of the sides. And for HF, they need to go all out. They need to be together. But they have to make sure that Emotion and LXY can farm up safely. For LXY, I mean, it's going to be hard, but he's going to be targeted by the members of the XDG as of this rate. But for Emotion, since he's an assassin, Lamb, he has that mobility to dodge or escape potential threat or potential death being given to them by the XDG. So, how can they bounce back? I mean, fight for the buffs, fight for the objectives, pick off some good and juicy eliminations coming in from the XDD, and make sure that they're gonna win this next.
CC connecting by the Lucian, but is already not having a good life right now. But one member will fall to them onto the hands of the D-Renji in here. Even an objective take coming from XDG, but flanking on the sides. Look at that slows and CC's as well. The members of HF are falling down. D-Renji will fall down. However, Shang will still pay for his life. Now it's just William all alone, flashing away. But seems like that is not enough, and that is a wipeout by Team XDG. They're definitely going to be going for the take on the towers, on the mid, and even more jungle camps and objectives.
It's cleaning up the house. So that is XDG's, that's what they're doing right now. Even with the lamp trying to reposition them, just look at that.
Oh,
time bomb,
man.
time flux. Every time that they use that, they're not letting everyone from HF run away from their hands.
Nice try coming from Emotion. He did manage to clear off some of the minion waves, so at least that the high ground tower in the mid of HF did not fall down, so no super minions is gonna march around in the mid. But to take note, no towers has fallen down on the side of XDG yet, so there's a lot of things to work on to do by HF for this match in order for them to get some gold.
And now for them to bounce back into this game, it's quite hard because for XDG, they are playing it fast. They are dictating the tempo, and they want fast pace. And for that, it's really hard for them to catch up.
Really nice setup coming from the Ata in here, and look at this damage coming from the D-Renji as well. One member is left on the base. Emotion wasn't there. He was actually trying to do something else across the other part of the map. Now it's to come back. But then again, we're talking about going up against 5 members. I think you need to back away even though you get a kill. But no, I think that was a bad decision coming from Emotion. He could have just cleared off the minion waves from the base. But to no afford 4 seconds before William goes back alive. Will this be enough? Because the Ata will be blocking the way. Really nice use of this kill. But there you go. Members of XDG is going to be focus firing on the crystal. And there you go. A 2-0 win in favor of XDG.
Seems like XDG is playing speedrun at this rate. So earlier on, we have a 15-minute game with XDG and HF. But right now, they're trying to make it much faster. So in less than 15 minutes, around 10 minutes, XDG secured that win. And how many kills, how many eliminations did they got from that fight? I mean, just look at that summary. Dealing 27 eliminations, or 27 kills right off the bat. So this is quite insane. And for Wolf dying 4 times in that fight, that means even HF is trying to dance to the tune of the XDG. They are trying to catch up with the high pace that they're setting up, but still, it's way too fast because of the Sunbin. And hoping that Sunbin can be, put back into the banned prison because of how effective and how annoying he was.
Yes, then again, we talked about even during the draft, 3 movement speed from the three sources of movement speed from this draft, Sunbin, Nakoruru, and as well as the U1 from the side of XDG. So definitely they can rotate all over wherever they want. And surprisingly though, Ayano Koji didn't much have that huge team fight participation as well as the D-Renji. It was mostly definitely the Sunbin as well as the U1 roaming around the map together with the Ata, going for pick-offs and all that. But then again, nice try. LXA definitely wasn't so happy about. I think he did not get any kill from that particular match. But let's take a look at the MVP of the game.
MVP from the game is definitely going to be awarded to a wall who provide a pretty good sustain from that game. 14 assists, 7 kills, and only dying once. That is Owl's main priority, and that is to provide heals while providing good and insane amount of damage. Just look at the damage. 65.4k in just for like 10, 11 minutes. That's way too high damage output coming in from a wall. And just look at the gold. He doesn't even reach like 10, 12k, but the damage output is way too insane. For a wall, he is going to be the MVP of this second game. And for the entire XDG, it is a match point.
Definitely match point already. They just want one more. Maybe they're trying to, because from yesterday, they had to wait like 3 more games to finish, 3 long games to finish before they can play again on the second round, Team XDG. So it seems like XDG is really on a sprint right now. Seems like they want to finish this one and become the first champ. But we'll see if Team Have Fun will actually let that happen, because we do know that there is still what we call the reverse sweep. We'll have to find out. And yeah, that U1 did connect lots of his stuns. I mean, this is AoE damage we're talking about. AoE sustains, AoE heals as well, and of course, the around the an area of effect for the stuns as well. So I think Owol did utilize the U1 so well. But again, that is a team effort. I guess they pretty much capitalized on the utilities of all their heroes in their picks. So I guess a good job coming from XDG.
Now, this is what we wanted to see. From those 2 games already, how did HF take notes after that 2 straight losses? I hope that they are trying to at least figure out how are they gonna weaken the lineup of the XDG, because the way I see it, once that they got their hands on their key heroes like Nakoruru, Yuan, Alain, well, it's gonna be unstoppable. It's gonna be hard for them to, deal with them. But, in order for you guys to be more and more active, just make sure you scan this QR code right here. You just have to scan it and join the Clash on Air community. So, with there, you're gonna be seeing a lot of news. You're gonna be finding players and teams, and you can join the Clash on Air Cup Season 2, because it's gonna be announced there on what's gonna be the next one. Look at this. We're almost at the end of the Season 1, and they're already looking forward for Season 2. That's insane.
Yes, this is a good, it's not just like it's a good training ground basically before you even get to that official launch in our official servers. But yeah, you get all those experience for every team's participating in here. And then again, if you're wondering as to where the battle for third is happening, it's going on off stream. Later on, we're going to show you the updated bracket before we close the stream. But then again, we have yet to finish this best of 5 match. The prize pool of this tournament is 600 Malaysian ringgit converted to Philippine peso. That is around 7,200, and in US dollars it is 127. First placer up to 4th placer will take home a share of diamonds as well as star stone for each player. So this is definitely not bad, because everyone from top 4 will get a share of these prizes. Now it's just a matter of who's the toughest, who's the strongest, and whoever becomes a champion from Season 1 definitely has to be bitten out from Season 2 onwards.
I'm gonna be excited on how are we gonna conclude this night. HF, will they have to do a reverse sweep in order for them to upset the entire XDG, or will the XDG say no to that? Okay, we still have the advantage. We have the wheel. We're on the lead, so we're not gonna let you take the lead. We're gonna be finishing this off. So a lot of possibilities can happen, and I am looking forward to the exciting part, and that is HF bouncing back from this game. And let's see what can they still bring in the table. What can they remove? What can they use up against XDG at this rate? Because for them, for XDG, seems like mobility, objectives, sustain is their getaway for each and every fights.
Yes, that is their formula, and it's not even a secret anymore. They have been showing that. I mean, all of their games have been streamed from start to finish, so I think it's a good way for us to learn a lot about XDG team. It's no excuse that, oh, this is the first time that we see them or getting matched up against them. But you know, if you actually do your homework, you get to know how they play, what is their play style, what are their favorite heroes, what are their comforts. It's just so the problem is that Demon Lover has a lot of heroes in his Clash lane, so like whatever you ban, he still has something. A while ago he was even choosing between Ata and Sun Tzu, so but then again, you know, it seems like 4 bans is not even enough to ban out all of the heroes of Demon Lover.
No 4 bans. I mean, even amounting to 8, I mean, they're gonna be needing to ban the entire hero pool teams, so might as well. I mean, I'm trying to be exaggerated at this rate, but of course, for them not giving the Sun Se, or probably Sun Bin actually not giving the Sun Sin, this opens room for Demon Lover's lane. So seems like they wanted to have Demon Lover to go on and set things on the front. For Elaine, he's gonna be back in action.
Definitely back in action, and I'm sure Demon Lover is loving that. No double thinking, because they did not even put that to last. That's definitely going to be their last pick. But I'm happy to see Matsu being here in the Gorge again, and even seeing a Mai Shiranui landing onto the mid 2. So, but I guess this is... I'm so excited because I think we have not seen Have Fun play these heroes in the Gorge yet.
Ooh.
And a while ago, Futsu was actually banned. Oh no, they're not going to be picking it out. Instead, they're going to be securing the Princess Frost together with the Daxiao.
I'm invested. I'm invested with the Fuzi, or how do you say that again? I love the
Futsu.
Chinese accent.
Yeah, I mean, I'm practicing, you know,
Futsu.
like when you see as ZY, instead of say, because in Filipino we say it's Z, or in American English, right? But in Chinese, like you say it's Tsu.
Futsu.
Right? So we gotta practice on that one. Even though we're getting it wrong. Motsu. Like mozzarella. I'm just kidding. Getting hungry.
I agree.
No, but it's a good way for us to, you know,
True.
get to know and also train on our part. But yeah,
Good
here we
ears.
go again with Princess Frost.
Going back to my point, I mean, seeing Futsu being hovered by the members of the XDG, we've seen this before. I mean, Dashao, Futsu trying to go for a split push, he's capable of that. And of course, they realize that, okay, no Fuzi, no Futsu, we're gonna be banning that out. So you know how scary that attack speed monster of a Clash laner Futsu is.
Now we see why they banned out the Futsu, because they're going to be picking out the Marco Polo, so they definitely don't want that to be in the Gorge. Being hovered a while ago was the Wang Zhong. There you go. Wang Zhong. Because before we were saying Wang Zhong. Here you go. The Wang Zhong was hovered a while ago. But yeah, I was scared of that one because he's not very mobile. I mean, they've got a Mai Shiranui and a Byron in here, so I guess Wang Zhong is not going to be a wise decision. So I think Fang is definitely much better. I love Fang as well, actually, in the jungle, but they want to add more layer of sustainability in here. So instead, they're going to go for a Musashi jungle and putting that Fang onto the farm lane. And of course, we do know that the Fang is very good in pushing towers with his kill kit. So I think Have Fun needs to be very careful in letting the Fang go alone in the lane and go for pushes.
Jungle Yuan. Okay. Something to break the method that we're seeing currently. So, Yuan on Clash Royale Cup is being utilized as a mid hero. But this time around, since HF has that last pick advantage, and they still figuring out on who to fill out the jungle role. Okay, we go for the sustain, we go for U1. Let's make it more and more painful for them. And I am so invested on this game number 3. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the grand finals between XDG and HF, wherein XDG needs to win one more game in order to be crowned as the Season 1 champions of the Clash on Air Cup. And as for HF, well, they have to win 3 straight games after this in order for them to make an upset.
Yes, that is so true. I think though with the lineup of Marco Polo on the side of HF, they need to make sure that there's no CCs coming from either OWAL or even the Datia here with the silence too. So let's see how they're going to be executing this one. But yeah, as usual, we see the mid laners trying to clear off the minion waves in the mid just very fast so they can back up from the other lanes, or maybe even secure a first blood, super low on HP. Oh, gonna get launched from Frozen. First blood in favor of XDG, brought to you by Easy on Air, and that was a nice poke and kills.
Wow, Leaping Koi Tide did the job, and with that good amount of combination coming in from Da Chao and Orwell's Wang Xiaojun, when they have been dominating the engagements at mid. The harassment is quite high at the mid lane. This gives room for them to secure that first blood.
Yeah, I mean, you're dealing with a Princess Frost in the mid. You have to have good side steps. As a Mai Shiranui, it's you're mobile too, right? So at least maybe something was just like wrong in there on how they actually played out. Or maybe a misclick on the skills, but then again, you don't want to get hit by the stuns and CCs coming from the Princess Frost as well. But we'll see how this one go. Anyway, that was just like first blood. Pretty sure there's still a lot of ways to catch up in terms of gold. Going for the invades into the jungle, take advantage of whatever potential lead that they still can catch up within 4-minute game time.
Well, this is gonna be crucial because of that first blood advantage, things can snowball. Things can go in their favor, and probably XDG will be having a good early game. And for HF, for Have Fun, they wanted to stop that momentum that is slowly building. I mean, for XDG, they need that. They need to have a fresh start. They need to make sure that they're ahead when it comes to the number of objectives, to the levels that they have, and of course the wave clearing, and that is going to be their key to victory. So still mobility heroes can be seen towards the side of XDG, and let's see if ever that we're going to be seeing how they are going to be utilizing that. But with Yuhan on the other side, sustains are there, so I hope that they manage to use that right.
Yes, for sure. We'll basically just definitely have to see the execution of these teams. But let's go back into the game. Let's see what is going to happen in next. This time we see a super low Princess Frost this time. Maybe it was like the bully coming from Evolution as well with the Matsu. So, and I love the jungle invades that HF this time is actually doing.
Jungle invades. They need to make sure that Ayano Koji is not going to farm up. So with him getting the Crimson and the Azure buff, he's going to be walking away too painful. If he tries to roam around the map, he's going to be effective. But for Demon Lover, I hope that he's expecting this.
We can see a lot of members from the side of HF right now up top. Super low on HP is Demon Slayer, but for sure, oh, look at that stun. It will connect. But there goes the backup coming from Ayano in here. Clearing off the minion waves, shoving away the members of HF, and they will be successful.
And now for the next set of phase that we were seeing, I mean, they're trying to open up space in the farm lane, taking down the outer tower, not giving room for them.
Oh, look at that, getting frozen to bits with the damage. Blade Storm coming from Wolves, even dealing a lot of damage coming from the tower as well, and even utilizing the lovely kit of this Datiao.
I mean, okay, for have fun. I mean, XDG says that, okay, you can go pressure Demon Lover all you want, but we're going to be doing the same thing at the bottom lane. We're going to be winning the farm lane because of the Dachao providing a good amount of teleportation towards his teammates. He is clearly dictating the pace on this early game, and Evolution doesn't know this.
There goes the CCs and silence as well, but they're gonna be not fully committing on that one. At least just a poke here and there up against Evolution. Now, though, it is a 3-0 score. I think for HF, they need to really find a more sure clash or gank that they want to go on, or maybe just go for counter objectives for now. But there is a rotation going up top for members from the side of HF. Are they gonna go for this invade right now? Ayano in here, trying to back away, but there goes William, actually fully committing in, has to back away a little bit, stunned. Will it connect coming from the U1? But the members of XDG will be able to back away. But on the other part of the map, something is happening as well, because LXY is actually super low on HP, forced to back away while the pressure is still on up against XDG up top in here, and maybe even a chance on going for a push. But there goes the clearing of minion waves coming from XDG members. Ult has been popped by the lane in here, but will this be enough? Smice has been used, back up incoming as well from the Dacia, with the rest of the members are being called in here, but one member for that exchange actually, as Yuan will fall down. But no, make it 2 because Byron will fall down too, and there goes 4 members of HF falling down up top.
Wow, that is a full commitment towards the clash lane. So for HF and XDG fighting it all out with everything that they've got, it seems like no one wants to back out. And now they have to walk away, getting the outer tower in the clash lane. So this gives much more room for opportunities for XDG to snowball. But you've seen the crowd controls coming in from Evolution and William. So we might as well respect that as well.
Oh, look at the space being created by the Princess Frost in here. Marco Polo trying to go on a fever barrage. Is this enough? Low members to the side of Team XDG right now. Looks like this is the opportunity that they have been waiting for. But look at the Demon Slayer, so much sustained. Even killing some members on the side of HF. And more kills, forcing the members of HF this time to back away. What a commitment by Demon Lover in here, trying to stop HF from actually pushing the mid.
I mean, even Emotion trying to deal a lot of damage in that fight, but we can see how painful their lineup was. Nachao, Demon Lover, and of course Wolves coming just in time to at least add some flavor into that team fight. And crowd controls after crowd controls will be committed here. Evolution, William working hand in hand to make sure that no one's gonna get away.
Joe, one member inside of XDG about to fall down. Is this the last hit that Evolution is actually looking for? But the movement speed is up there. The shield as well. Oh, there you go. Nice backup and support coming from the Dacia. But meantime, on the top side, we can see Demon Slayer, Demon Lover trying to back away, saving his life. Ayana in the bush, hiding. It will connect. Will it be? Actually, the back. Oh, yeah. A lane will actually die in the process, quite unfortunately. So this is a 1v2 situation. Let's see what the Musashi can actually do in order to save his life. Though the 3 members actually came in, looks like this is gonna be like a punishment for the Musashi from actually going all in from that fight.
Seems like, speaking of all in, it seems like they're not letting go even at mid lane. I've seen a lot of attempt. Demon Lover trying to lure the members of the HF towards them. I mean, having Ayano Koji set up the brush and at the same time failing that gank or that engagement, a surprise attempt for them to eliminate. But hold the thought,
Really nice attempt from William. No, it's not even an attempt. Really nice skill coming from William, but still he will fall down as well in the process. Meanwhile, when that action was happening at the jungle camp of Team HF, we saw how Shang actually did manage to go for a nice clearing of wave up top, but for Demon Lover, he saw that happening, so he will manage to stop the push onto the inner tower on top. Meantime, the rest of the members of SDG actually onto the mid right now, trying to go for a push on the tower, but to no afford because it will be cleared off by the members of HF with the help of Matsu as well as the Marco Polo and Byron as well together in that effort. So everyone's just going to be backing away and find another moment where they can go on a full-on team fight.
Well, Mai and Motzi, they are now trying to barge towards the mid lane. Ooh, sidestep coming in from a wall, dodging that bullet, or probably that energy burst coming in from the Motsu. Again, connecting towards one, but Elaine is starting the fight.
Here we go. Being untargetable right now is the Yohuan, but to no afford because he will be executed by the Elaine. And while that was happening, there is a good push coming from the Fang on the bottom lane part of the map. Will he be called anytime soon? But no, they will not because the ultimate is not available from the Daciao in here. Fang will just be able to roll away from a potential death in here. Gonna be saved off by the rest of the members. So much sustain being provided by the Daciao as well. Killing spree from the Demon Lover in here. Everyone's gonna go all in. Double kill even. Not enough damage coming from Evolution in here. They're gonna go for the tower take in the bot side. Look at that! It's just basically frontlining and just committing onto the damage. He will fall down into the process because it was way too much already. But then the backup coming from the rest of the members of XDG are in here. Now a lot of turrets have been fallen down. Evolution is all alone in here. Will they be able to go for a defensive play in here? Do take note that there is one more Shadow Vanguard in here in the bot. And then now, is this a reset now? They're still fully committing in here. The members, actually the dragons are here in the bot. One more kill, Fang said. But at the same time, in the process, they will be focus firing on the crystal. And there we go. Our champion for the season 1 of Clash on Air Cup, XDG from Malaysia.
Congratulations, XDG. They managed to win 3 straight games. And of course, they have the right now to be called as the Season 1 champions of the Clash on Air Cup. They did show their perseverance. They did show how hungry they are when it comes to winning this Season 1 of the Clash on Air Cup. So we might as well respect XDG at this rate, and they will be immortalized. They will be known forever in the history books as the Clash on Air Cup Season 1 champions. So congratulations, well fought match. And for HF, they did not reach this level for a reason. They reached the finals because they had what it takes. But unfortunately, XDG was the better team, but for HF, well played, and they did whatever it could to at least take down XDG.
Interesting that it's our day 2 where we're seeing the clean sweeps from the teams and from the series that we have for today. But then again, look at that 3-0-15 score coming from the Dacia. Really well played. And I guess they effectively made use of their composition because we've seen, although there's not much kills coming from Wolves on the Fang, it's fine because his job mainly is to go for tower pushes. And the rest of the members just creating that space to actually go for the team fight. So it is like a 4-1 setup coming from XDG. Quite unfortunate, LXY wasn't so happy with what has happened. He only had 42% participation in here, the Marco Polo, so he wasn't able to get the farm that he need. And again, whenever he tries to go on the team fight, gonna go in for the Fevered Barrage, you know, the CCs, it's just a lot to handle. Yes, there was no Futsu, which they have banned a while ago, but we're talking about the stuns and CCs that might come out from the Daciao as well as the Princess Frost. So it was a pretty hard setup from the Marco Polo.
Well, that is indeed our grand finals, and we all know the best mix that we can see on this tournament. And of course, the heroes that they utilize here will be remembered forever. And for the efforts of Juicy Yumao as the Dachao, as the playmaker for this game number 3, 15 assists, 3 kills, and not even dying a single time with a damage amounting to 37k. But, she or he provides a good amount of support towards his team, leading them to a victory, leading them for a trophy. Ladies and gentlemen, Juicy Yumao is your MVP. So, congratulations, Juicy Yumao. You did it for your team.
Congratulations indeed. And again, congratulations to the whole XDG team from Malaysia. They are the very first champion here in the Clash OnAir Cup. This is just season 1, and I'm pretty sure a lot of teams now are eyeing for you guys, not just on tournaments but maybe on screens as well. I did have actually news that the Boom Esports, which is actually one of the teams that we have, really are interested. Actually, they have been screaming up against XDG team, so no wonder they're picking up on some excellent skills in terms of going for a really competitive play. So yeah, I mean, it's a good community, it's a good competitive scene that we have right now in Honor of Kings, even without the official launch yet.
And that is our final bracket. Extraction, on the other hand, they have won the battle for third. And for them, being third place, congratulations. But for the Acer Highness, not bad, because they still make the top 4. They're still gonna be having their fair share of the prize pool. But for XDG, actually marching towards the grand finals untouched, or probably they lost one time, and that is we've witnessed this from Death. Actually, that deciding moment that they almost won that fight, and then Death pulled out some sneaky mid push to end that. So XDG, they might be winning that finals, but seems like Depp managed to at least cleverly made an upset towards the XDG. But still, for XDG to manage to at least get some 3-0 victory, they deserve that trophy, and they deserve that recognition as the Season 1 champions of the Clash OnAir Cup. But for HF, ending in second place, well, congratulations as well, because, making it to the grand finals, they need to put a lot of work. And for that work to pay off, it was well received. And history in the making, ladies and gentlemen. Glad that you're with us into this history in the making. So, I mean, having to see that bracket, come on, let's start the season 2 right now.
Yes, that's true, and it is going to go up anytime soon, so make sure you scan the QR code down below in order for you to join our Discord and be on top of the news as to when Season 2 is going to happen. And at the same time, connect with fellow Honor of Kings players, connect with us. You can find your screenmates in there, or maybe you want to look for players or teams. You want to form your own team in preparation for Season 2. So I think that is the right place for you to connect with other fellow Southeast Asian Honor of Kings community members. So yeah, that was an amazing tournament. That was an amazing feat and showing of different usage of, skills and heroes, even with after the patch ongoing earlier today, wherein me and VinZG has yet to install in our mobile devices. So yeah, I had fun. Overall in Clash OnAir. I guess before we close this one, we're gonna close this with I don't know, VinZG, if you want to do shout outs or call outs to anyone, maybe invite our viewers to your socials as well.
Okay, since this is the final time, or this is the last moment for Season 1, might as well invite you guys to at least follow our socials. VinceG, Kaisaya, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, X, or probably Twitter. The right term for it. So follow our socials, ladies and gentlemen, to be updated on what do we do, or what are we going to do next. But if you wanted to follow this community, make sure that you've scanned the QR code earlier, Clash OnAir. So make sure that you're in the community to have an update on when the season 2 is gonna happen. But for now, I think that is it, Kaisaya. I mean, you want to plug in your socials as well?
You said it already, so I guess just follow us, BZG and Kaisaya. So that's it. Don't follow Clash on Air as well as Easy on Air. But for the meantime, we're gonna bid you good night and see you guys in the next tournament. Kaisaya and BZG signing out. Good night.
Night.